That's the sound of a Vandoren BD4. It's a terrific sound. It's a terrific mouthpiece. I played it for years. A couple things before we get started. Like and subscribe if you haven't. And I'm going to leave a link down to my Amazon store. I do want to just say out loud, not begging you for money, but if you spend money through my Amazon store, you buy your reads through there, you buy a book through there, it makes me a little bit of money. And you know what it doesn't do? It doesn't cost you any more money. If you would be so kind as to do that, it would mean a lot to me to be able to sort of support my efforts doing this and help with the finances on that. It would be fantastic. And if you don't want to, that's all right too. I hope you enjoy the video. But then Brad Behn put this mouthpiece in my hand and he said, try this. I think you're going to like it. It's along the lines of what you tend to play. So I tried it and I fell in love with this even more. They're much different mouthpieces in a lot of ways. And I want to share those differences with you, but first I want to play it so you can hear what it sounds like. What's the difference? To me, the difference is it's dark, but still has highs in it that aren't present in the BD4. The BD4 is a very dark, very beautiful mouthpiece. And I would still be playing it if this hadn't been, I think it kind of found me more than I found it. But nonetheless, I am throwing no shade at the Vandoren company or the Vandoren BD4, because they're great. That mouthpiece is great. This, ridiculous for me. I love it. So I believe Brad calls this the Dark. He's got a version of it called the Prescott Dark. That's a mid-priced mouthpiece. This is the expensive one. That's how I roll. In any case, it's terrific. And so I do think it has a more fully balanced sound, meaning that there are more highs in it than there are on the BD4. But it's still got the middle and the bottom in a way that I think is really spectacular. Because one of the things that I've been always hoping to find is a mouthpiece that will allow me, if I'm playing well, to get the traditional ring of a more closed, less resistant mouthpiece that I want out of the darker and what had always been more dull mouthpiece previously. This one has all the life. It has the ring, and it's because it has these higher overtones, at least I think. Because here's what we're going to do. We're going to give it the eye test. We're going to put it through the paces on the Tonal Energy Tuner. We're going to see where the overtones are. We're going to see if it does have more high overtones. Because I think it does. That's what I'm hearing. Let's see if I'm right. After that, we are going to hear that entire excerpt, Shostakovich 9. And I'm going to put part of me playing this, part of me playing the BD4, so we can hear them shifted in real time, which couldn't really happen in real life, but through the magic of editing, I'm going to make it happen. So there you have it. Let's check all of that out now. That was interesting. And I did see the overtones that I thought that I heard. And I'm glad, because I don't want to acknowledge that I might be losing my mind, because I'm not. Don't say I am. The differences in terms of production and cost are gigantic. And one of the things we need to just be honest about is Vandoren does something amazing, which is puts out quality clarinet products for what is undeniably a reasonable price. Quite honestly, it's a ridiculously reasonable price. And thank goodness they are doing it. I played on Vandoren mouthpieces for a lot of my career, and I haven't regretted a second of it. But they are relatively, as far as a clarinet product is mass-produced, they're produced in volume. Brad Behn, as well as many of the other manufacturers, I wouldn't even call them manufacturers, I call them makers, because they make mouthpieces, but they don't do it on a large scale. These are different things. I mean, obviously, they're functionally the same, but the way they come about and what you get is a lot different. And hopefully so, because they are more expensive, right? So there are other mouthpiece makers and other mouthpiece companies that are terrific. I did talk to some of them in my clarinet or clarinetier video. I've certainly talked about them in lots of my content. Right now, I'm going to focus on Brad. I've also spoken to Brad a lot in my content. I've got podcasts, I've got videos with Brad about his mouthpieces, and they're great. You can hear from him how these come about. But here's what happens in a nutshell. Brad makes his own rubber, makes his own blank, then makes his mouthpiece. So what you're getting is somebody who, from the beginning of the process to the end of the process, has complete control over their product. That is a special thing. And that's something that can't really be scaled up, right? Because it does take the craftsman, the master of the person that's doing it, to do all of that thing, to have that kind of quality control over their product. It's a big deal. What would it matter if you didn't like the mouthpiece? Well, it doesn't, right? I mean, it would be crazy to spend that kind of money on a mouthpiece you didn't like just because of the way that it was made. But Brad does, in his lineup of mouthpieces, have mouthpieces that are more traditionally faced and traditional, like what an old Shedville used to sound like. And that's actually one of the things that Brad has done that I think is really, really terrific, is he has really done everything he can to get his mouthpieces to model what the old mouthpieces sound like. Because there are all sorts of people who will tell you, you can't make a mouthpiece sound like these old mouthpieces because the rubber is different. The rubber's different. We're done. We can't make a sound that's good anymore because the rubber's different. Brad said, no, we're going to get some good rubber. And he took matters into his own hands. And he made his own rubber, and he has been on this pursuit. And it goes on to this day, and he is doing an amazing job of producing mouthpieces that have a complete tonal spectrum that has something to do, a large part to do with the material, but even more to do with how he faces them, what the facing curve is like, what the opening is like, and what the chamber is like. That's all voodoo. I can't talk to you about that. I could, but I would be kind of making stuff up. What you're getting in this mouthpiece is somebody who has spent hours and hours and hours on this individual mouthpiece, but has even more than that spent a lifetime making research and development that goes along with being able to produce this individual mouthpiece that was spent a lot of time with. So this is a mouthpiece that, let's just say it's expensive. The Prescott Dark, it's expensive, but lowercase e. And is definitely something that you should consider. If you like how I sound, what my concept is, and it resonates with you, these are great mouthpieces. BD4, this expensive Brad Behn with the capital E or the small e, expensive Brad Behn, they are terrific. The Prescott Dark is what the other one is called. This one is from the vintage line. These are different places to step up from. You know, if you started playing and you found a mouthpiece that you like and you played it for a while, you've really cultivated your playing, you're in a place where, there's something in my sound I don't like, or I want it to be different, or I'm stuck on a plateau and I need to shake things up. I need to open up new possibilities with my equipment a little bit. These are all thoughts that you can have. You can have any thoughts you want to. I'm not going to tell you what to think, but these are thoughts that might come up. And it's important to be able to know what your options are and the sort of general world from which they come, right? So this is a great mouthpiece. It was not finished by hand. It was finished by machine. Their machines are really good. I got to tell you, I wouldn't hesitate, and I haven't hesitated. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I just bought these from the mail order, and they get them, and I've got a few of them. I love them all. I think they're all great. I mean, there are differences. I'm not going to lie, there are differences. But those differences are not so big that it's going to freak you out. If you're looking to try one out, I wouldn't hesitate to just buy one, see what you think of it, and then you're going to like, you're going to plan, whatever happens. If you decide that's what you like, you can go to a music store and go deeper on that exact facing. You know, I am kind of just tossing your money around like whatever, but you know what I mean, right? Because the idea is if you get one of these, it's going to be within a realm that's pretty fine tolerances, and they're not the same, but they're kind of the same. That's what I found. So I don't hesitate to order those online. If you have a local music store, go for it. Go check them out. If they're stocking a number of them, no reason not to do that. It's good to get to know your local music store. It's good to spend money at your local music store. All of those things are important. Brad's Mouthpieces. It's a spectacular thing to go to a clarinet convention and be able to sit with Brad, talk to Brad, and be able to have the person who made this mouthpiece and made all the equipment there be there to sort of talk to you and counsel you in terms of what is it that you want to sound like, assess what you do sound like, and try to make some suggestions. That's a fantastic thing. That's not always available. If I were interested in spending money on a Brad Behn mouthpiece, which I have been, but I was at the convention. But my point is this. If I were going to pursue a Brad Behn mouthpiece, I wouldn't hesitate to email him through his website and say, hi, my name is so-and-so. This is what mouthpiece I play on. These are the challenges that I'm encountering. These are my goals. Brad can help you with that. He's really good at playing the clarinet. He's really good at making mouthpieces. And he really cares what people want to do and how to get them to do it and how to help them. So don't hesitate to reach out. I mean, that's actually one of the things that is really important about having an individual person as part of your journey, as opposed to a larger company, right? That is part of the cost associated with both of those things. I'm interested to know, like, did you hear those extra overtones in the Behn mouthpiece? I'm going to try and really clean this recording up. I'm not going to alter it in any way, but to make sure that, you know, the highway isn't in the recording, so you can hear the sound of the mouthpiece. Because I do think that there is a difference, and I love both mouthpieces. But this Brad Behn mouthpiece gives me something I've never had before, which is the full complement of overtones, the ring that I want, but also the darkness that I want. It's really, really fantastic. If you want to look for other handmade mouthpieces, everybody has a thing. Everybody has something that makes their mouthpieces uniquely theirs. I can speak to Brad's because I play on them, and I've spent a lot of time talking to Brad. I can't speak to the other ones as specifically, so I won't, because I don't want to tell you something that's not true or isn't a direct experience of mine. So those people are out there, and they all, you know, the clarinet community is a wonderful group of people. And just bear in mind, everybody believes 100% in what they're doing, as they should. There's all sorts of debates about whose mouthpieces are best, and does this matter, and does that matter? Yeah, whatever. There's a lot of people who make mouthpieces. There's a lot of people who make good mouthpieces. Vandoren and Brad Behn are the ones I've used in the past 5 years. And I've used Vandoren off and on, a lot on, for the past 25 years. Keep all that in mind. If you don't like the Brad Behn mouthpiece, don't say a lot about it in the comments, because that might hurt my feelings, because I love it. And I think I sound good on it. So bear that all in mind. What mouthpieces have you played on? Leave them down in the comments. I'm always interested to know what kind of mouthpieces people have really loved, what they liked, what they changed to, what the reasons were. I want to hear your story. So feel free. Write in the comments. Or you can even email me if you want to. Don't forget to check out the Clarinet Ninja Dojo. If you're an adult clarinet player looking to really up your game, the Clarinet Ninja Dojo has something for you. Whether you're just getting started, whether you're returning after a long break, or whether you have been honing your skills for years and you're looking for the next thing to be able to really boost your level. I'm going to leave a link for that down in the description. Check it out. You won't be sorry. You won't, I promise. All right.